located in White River Park and being about 64 acres, Indianapolis Zoo is the largest zoo in Indiana. The zoo was originally located in George Washington Park and opened in 1964, originally homing bisons, camels, llamas, deers, Asian elephants, and many others. On the zoo's 20th anniversary, they had declared to double the size of the zoo in a new location. By 1982, international zoos, aquariums, and wildlife authorities gathered to make a new zoo, which is what we know as the White River Park. Eventually, the old zoo closed in 1987. The current zoo opened in 1988 in White River Park, housing more than 3,800 animals and 320 species and subspecies. Indianapolis Zoo has become the first accredited zoo, aquarium, and a garden. It receives over 1 million visitors each year and plays a role in wildlife conservation and research. To me, this zoo has always had a special place in my heart, as it was possibly the first place I visited that almost made me want to actually work with animals. The zoo is also split into 4 different biomes. First near the entrance is the ocean, next the forest, the desert, and the plains. This helps to make certain exhibits have a certain theme to them. The plain exhibit looks and feels very big and immersive. The ocean building is very peaceful and beautiful, and the forest is very thick and atmospheric. There are some exhibits that are not specifically based on their biomes. The Orangutan Exhibit looks very unusual but also inventive, where the red apes literally climb above the giant tower, but safely of course. This is probably one of the few zoos that has an aquarium, which could also be considered its own facility. This is also the case since they home dolphins and most especially walruses, 2 animals which are very uncommon to find in zoos. The wide variety of animals also make this zoo feel a lot bigger than it already is, but it also maintains them. Each animal is given a large amount of space for their enclosure in order to keep the well-being of the animals. The zoo also makes sure that all their animals are in the best living conditions as possible. A good example of this is the tiger enclosure. Originally, the company who built the exhibit criticized the original viewing for being too restricting. In 2011, the exhibit was soon renovated by having a new glass viewing area for them. The same thing can be said about the lion enclosure. Perhaps the most recent and best example is the Tambo Camp. The elephants originally only had 2 massive yards, which were already good on their own, but the zoo expanded by adding another yard for them in 2020, making it the largest enclosure of the zoo. I honestly can't think of much criticism for the zoo. Even if I did, they would just come across as nitpicking. Indianapolis Zoo is a great place for anybody looking for a fun zoo that is easy enough for them to go through, while also having a lot of things to see. The zoo isn't too small like Potawatomi, but also not too big like Columbus. It's decently sized, has a good amount of animals to see, and has a good quality theme to it. It might be more on the pricey side, but in the end, it's most certainly worth it.